Yes, good afternoon children. I welcome you all to today's video class. In today's video class, I am going to teach you the third poem, Geography Lesson. It was done by Zulfikar Gauss. The poem was written by the poet Zulfikar Gauss. Let me give you a brief introduction about the poet. Actually, he was an Indian poet. The poet of this poem, Zulfikar Gauss, was born in India before independence. And after independence, he came and settled in Pakistan. But due to some reliable sources, we come to know that now he is residing or he is settled now in the USA. Okay, so this is a few words about the poet. The poet of this poem, he is an Indian poet. He was born in India before independence. After independence, eventually he settled in Pakistan and now he resides in the USA. Okay, fine. Most of the poems of this poet Gauss talks about his travel experience. Most of the poem of this poet talks about his travel experience and all about that memories. So throughout the poems, Gauss poems are often talks about his travel experience and his memories. This poem, that is Geography Lesson, is also based on one of his travel experience he gained when he was traveling in a jet plane. Most of his poems talks about his travel experience and his memories. This is one of the poem which talks about his travel experience he gained when he was traveling in a jet plane in the sky. Okay, he goes on describing the different scenes as he goes higher and higher in the aeroplane. Okay, children, see, this poem is a single stanza poem. This is a single stanza poem. This is a single stanza poem of 24 lines. This is a single stanza poem of 24 lines. In this poem, the poet Gauss talks about three important things. In this poem, the poet Gauss talks about three important things. First, the aerial view of the earth. The aerial view of the earth. What does it mean? How earth looks like from the sky. How earth looks like from the sky. Suppose you are flying in the aeroplane. From there you may have a glance of the earth. You may view the earth. Then the entire earth, how it looks like. So the first message given by the poet in the poem is the aerial view of the earth. When the poet was flying in the sky in the aeroplane, he had a glance, he looked at the earth and its structure, the geographical structure, how it then looks like. So he has explained the view of the earth as a message, as a first message in the poem. Okay, fine. Then what is the second message? How civilization emerged. Second message, how civilization emerged on the river bank. How civilization emerged on the river bank. That was the second message of this poem. You know that river banks are cradle of the civilization. Most of the ancient civilizations were born on the river basins or on the river bank. Because most of the lands which are located nearby the river banks are fertile lands. So they can have all the means needed for their life from there only. Therefore, most of the civilizations have born or emerged from the river side only, or the valleys which are located very near to the valley. So how it occurred, how it happened. So that was the second message of this poem. Okay, fine. Then what was the third message? Why people starts to hate each other. Why people starts to hate each other. So we don't know the reason for that. It happens everywhere. They want to isolate themselves from their neighbor. Without any proper reason, they hate their neighbors. They don't want to maintain good kith and kinship with their neighbors. They don't like their behavior. Everyone treats others as an enemy, as an alien. Why? What is the reason for this selfish attitude of the people? How it happens? So that was the third message of this poem. Okay, children, let me sum it up. So through this poem, the poet wants to give three important messages to the society. First one, the aerial view of the earth, how earth looks like from the space or from the sky. That was the first message. Okay, second message, how civilization was born or emerged on the river bank or on the river basins and nearby valleys. Okay, fine. Third message was why people started to hate each other. Why they want to construct walls. Why they want to make fence to separate them from others. Why? What is the reason for attitude of such an attitude of the people? All these three messages were delivered by the poet through the poems. Okay, I will explain all these things through this poem. Okay, how these messages were delivered. Okay, fine. To begin with, let me read out the line of the poems and let me give you line by line meaning of this poem. Okay, fine. See children, in the first line, the poet says about the earth. Okay children, see, let me read the first line of the poem. So the first line, when the jet plane sprang into the sky. So in the first stanza, the poet describes the scene of the city from the aeroplane. So in the first line of the poem, the poet has given a brief description of the city when he was flying in the sky in the aeroplane. So sprang means flew, zoom, take off, lifted off. When the jet plane just started to take off, when the jet plane just started to get its takeoff, when the jet plane just flew into the sky, when the jet plane zoomed into the sky, when it has taken its takeoff, when the jet plane takes its takeoff, when the jet plane flew into the sky, when the jet plane zoomed into the sky, when it was lifted off, when the jet plane was lifted off, the poet was in the plane. From there, he viewed the earth. Second line, it was clear. From the sea, at the height, at such an altitude, you can see the earth clearly. When you are living on the earth, you can see the buildings and all other things. But if you are in the sky, at such an altitude, from there you can view the city clearly. How it is located, how buildings are constructed, how roads are laid down, the tall mountains, high mountains, hills, rivers, oceans. From there you can have a view of all these things. You can find out all these things clearly. So the poet says in the second line, it was very clear. Why the city? It was very clear. From the sky, he could see the city clearly. Now the vision, the scene of the city is very clear to him because he was at such an altitude. He was flying at such a great height in the sky. But he wants to say one thing. From there he could see the earth clearly. From there, from the sky, he could see everything clearly on the earth. The location of the earth, the construction of the houses, and all of the skyscrapers, tall buildings, trees, mountains, forest, rivers, oceans. All they are the geographical structure of the earth. All these things he can see clearly from the earth. But he raised a question. What question do you know, children? Why the city had developed the way it had? This is the question he raised. Why the city had developed as the way it had? Here he feels for it. He really feels so happy for the development of the city. As a poet, he wants his city to develop. He wants the city dwellers to get all facilities. He wants the dwellers of the city to lead a happy and a comfortable life. So development of the city is quite unavoidable and inevitable. But how it should develop, that is important. So here the poet raises a question. A city should develop in such a way that the development should be planned one. The development should be orderly one. It should follow some order. In such a way a city has to develop. There should be a plan for the development of the city. The city has to develop in a particular style. There should be a style for the development of the city, and it should develop in an organized way. That is the poet wants. He wants the city to develop, no doubt. He really feels so happy with the development of the city, for the development of the city. But he says, he proclaims, he tells us that a city should develop in a particular order. It should follow some particular order. There should be a plan for the development of the city. There should be a plan for the development of the city, and there should be a proper style. So he insisted all such things. He insisted all such things. So he wants the city to develop in such a way. He wants the city to develop in such a way. But what happens when he viewed the city? When he viewed the city from the aeroplane, he was totally disappointed because the city had developed according to the needs and necessity of the human beings. They themselves developed the city by constructing houses here, and wherever they want to construct their houses, they did it. There was no order, there was no plan. They didn't follow any order, they didn't follow anything. Just they want to construct the buildings as they wish in their own way. So the city developed according to the need and necessity of the people. So the city had developed according to the need and necessity of the people. Therefore the poet feels sorry, feels much annoyed and worried about the way the city has developed. That's important. So that was clearly described by the poet. It was clear why the city had developed the way it had. So he explained all such things through these two lines. Then he further continues his explanation in such a way, seeing it scaled 6 inches to the mile. Just he starts to go rise and rise. He starts to go up and up, higher and higher. Then what happens? When he was at such a great altitude, even a mile seems to him just 6 inches. Everything seems to him very smaller and tiny. When he goes up and up, when he goes higher and higher. Okay, when the airplane flew at the height, everything looks very small. Everything looks so small from above that even a mile seemed to be like 6 inches. Even a mile seemed to be like 6 inches. So the poet here he wants to say if you go up and up, or if you go higher and higher, from there you can see everything clearly, no doubt. But they look so small. So the poet says, seeing it scaled, he just scaled it. He wants to give exact the distance he was flying in the sky. From the earth, what was the height? From the earth, the height, what was the height he was flying at? Okay, so he wants to say the distance from the earth and the height at which he was flying in the aeroplane. But to him, he says that everything seems to be so small. Even 1 mile looks him or seems to him as 6 inches. Then next he says, there seemed an inevitability. Certain things are inevitability or unavoidable. That also has been clearly described by the poet. The scene of the city from the sky, and even a mile seems to be 6 inches. Then next line, what he says, there seemed an inevitably, what he considered as an inevitable, or which scene he considered inevitable. There are certain things which are quite unavoidable. There are certain things on the earth which are quite unavoidable. Why? Because the city has developed in a haphazard manner. Haphazard manner. See, the poet says the city has developed in a haphazard manner. What does it mean? Disorder. There was no proper order. There was no proper plan. There was no proper style. So when on the ground he looked haphazard, unplanned, he viewed unplanned construction of cities, unplanned construction of buildings. Everything on the city was in an unorganized way. There was no proper plan. There was no style. All these things he could see when he was flying in the jet plane. All these things he could see when he was flying in the jet plane. So when the jet sprang into the sky. So let me sum up the total ideas or message given by the poet in the first stanza. See, one day when this jet plane sprang into the sky, zoom into the sky, when a jet plane has taken off its takeoff, when a jet plane was lifted off, the poet was in the plane. The poet was in the plane. When he was flying at such a great height, at such an altitude, from there he viewed the city. Underneath him, he was so surprised to see the city. Wow, how it looks like. Really, he was excited to see the city when he was flying in the jet plane at such a height. But he raised some questions. He wants us to get answer for such questions. See, it was very clear to him. He can have a clear vision of the city when he was flying in the jet at such a great height. Everyone can see the city clearly. But why it had developed in such a way? The city, the development of the city was not based on any proper plan. There was no plan for the development. There was no style. So it has been developed in a disorganized way. It has not been developed in an organized way. Okay, all these things happened. All these things happened. So he raised a question, why it happened? Why this development of the city is not based on some plan? Because it has developed according to the needs and the necessity of the people. That is important. Whatever they want to construct, they go for such a construction without consulting anyone. Really, if they want to follow some rules and the regulations, or really if they want to follow an organized way, or really if they want to have a good plan in their mind, then development of the city is very nice. But here everything was developed in an unorganized way, unplanned way, without style, without keeping any style. So all these things viewed by the poet when he was flying in the jet plane. That was the total meaning of the first stanza. Then what does the poet wants to say in the second stanza. Hey children, in the second stanza, the poet wants to give second message. What was the second message? Now the jet reached 10,000 feet. So now the poet was flying in the sky. The jet reached about 1,000 feet, really 10,000 feet. So it reached not 1,000, 10,000 feet it reached. So he was flying at such an altitude. From there, again he viewed the city. From there, at the height of 10,000 feet, he could glance, he could see, he could view the location, structure, geographical structure of the city. Now it was very clear. He kept asking a question. He himself asked a question. Why the city had developed in an unorganized way? He himself raised the question. But now he could find an answer for such a question. Yeah, what answer he got? From where he got answer for such a question? That answer was the second message. What he wants to say, see, it was very clear. Which is clear to him? Which is clear to his mind? See, he kept insisting, he kept telling that the cities had developed in and around the river places, in and around the rivers. City had developed where the rivers run, See, as I told you in the beginning of this video class, most of the civilizations were formed or were born in and around the places where they have fertile lands and the places where they have good drinking water. Mostly all these things you can get nearby the rivers, the place where river runs. So that is the thing that river basins are called the cradle of civilization. Cradle of civilizations. So here the poet says the countries are divided into many cities. All these cities were located around the place where the rivers run. Okay. So the poet says countries are divided into many cities, and all such cities had located in and around the place where rivers run. Okay. Why? And most of the valleys were thickly populated. He also gives that message. See, had cities where the rivers run. That was the third line of the second stanza. And in the following lines, the poet says, why the valleys were populated? He himself raised the question. See, most of the valleys are highly populated or thickly populated or densely populated. People wants to have their existence in and around the valleys. Why? Because he himself raised the question and he himself also give the answer for such questions. Yes, that is the logic of geography. He found out. When he was flying at a height of 10,000 feet in the aeroplane, when he viewed the earth from such a height, he got answer for such a question. What was the answer? Why cities had developed in and around the places where the rivers run, or why the cities had located on the river bank or nearby the rivers. That was the question which was really raised by the poet. Then he himself found the answer for such questions. What was the answer? Because according to him, land and water are lifeline. They are very important. Land and water are lifeline. And see, the reason for our survival attracted the early human. The land and the water, without such things you cannot just imagine your life. The basic necessity of human life, is water. And it is required for many things. Without water you cannot imagine your life. So man wants to make his settlement. Man wants to construct his houses or dwelling places nearby the place where he can get good water. Because water is the basic necessity of life. Okay, the basic necessity of all human life is water, and it is required for various purposes. For agriculture, for doing business, he needs water. Therefore, man wants to make his dwelling places nearby the riverside. And the fertile lands, most of the fertile lands are available in and around the riverside. Because there the river, see the water, drinking water always flows through the river. So most of the lands which are located around the riverside are most fertile lands. So he can go for cultivation, he can do agriculture, he can do cultivation, he can do farming. Okay, so the poet says the logic, that is the logic of geography. Why the most of the dwelling places are clustered or located in and around the riverside? Because land and water attracted man. That is the logic of geography. The poet says land and water attracted men. Of course, as I told you, water is the basic necessity of life. With water you can do many things. For everything we need water. And to lead a peaceful and comfortable life we need a good place. Mostly we want to settle in the place or on the ground which is fertile. We can go for farming, you can go for agriculture. So in those days people have to depend upon agriculture only. So people have selected those places which are very nearer to riverside or river basins or river banks. There they can get two important things. One, fertile lands, so they can keep farming, they can do farming, they can rear animals which helps them a lot, they can go for cultivation, they can do some agricultural oriented business if they get good water supply. Okay, for that purpose only peoples have settled in and around the places where river runs. So that was the reason for the clustered around. That was the reason for the cities located nearby the riverside and the thickly populated or heavy population of the valleys. Okay, so what does the poet wants to say in the second paragraph? So when the jet reached the height of 10,000 feet from the earth, still he can get a clear view of the earth, but everything seems to be so small. But now he raised the question, why the city was developed in and around the riverside? Why the country was divided into many cities and why these cities were located in and around the river basins? Okay, so where the rivers run. And again another question he raised, why the valleys are thickly populated? Why the valleys are densely populated? Why people wants to make their existence there? Inhabitants. More and more people like to make their homes, make their houses in those places. Because he himself gave that answer, that is called the logic of geography. There should be some logic, there should be some reason why people have selected that place, why people wants to settle nearby the riverside. Because the land and water attracted man. Water is the basic necessity of all human beings. Without water you cannot, not only for human beings but for all flora, fauna, all animals, all plants depend upon water only. Without water their existence on the earth is not possible. Okay, so that was a reason, logic of geography, that was also found out to the poetry. So we clearly delineated, was clearly delineated means shown. The word delineated, it is clearly shown. There is no hide and seek, crystal clear, everyone can understand, everyone can know the reason. Because when the jet reached 10,000 feet, when the jet reached 10,000 feet, so now he says that the reason, the logic of geography is clearly delineated, shown or understood, that the land and the water attracted people. Here land refers to the fertile lands. The land refers to green lands, because there only they can do their farming, there only they can go for doing agriculture, there only they can rear the animals. Okay, there only they can make their home, houses, they can lead a peaceful and contented life. Okay, then what the poet wants to say in the third paragraph, the third stanza, or what is the message he wants to deliver in the third stanza? Let me explain with the poetical lines. Yes, children, now what message the poet delivers in the third stanza of this poem? The third stanza begins with the following lines. When the jet roses 6 miles high. The poet, when the place, he understood the reason because, and see, now he is clear that the earth has more water and the land and also the earth is round. See, when the jet planes, the height of 6 miles, when the plane reached the height of 6 miles, from there he could yet have clear view. See, jet reached 6 miles high. So now he is flying at a height of 6 miles from the sea level. From there he could see the earth clearly. Now he understood one thing, that is the shape of the earth. The earth is round. It is quite common. But the poet delivers this message also. Why he says like this? Because he himself finds answer for many questions, but he cannot find answer for only one question. That was the third message. He delivers that third message through the last stanza of this poem. What was the message? Now he reached the height of 6 miles. From there he could see that the earth was round. Okay, fine. It's a scientific fact. No one can deny it. The earth was round. It was reported and it was proved by many scientists. Then it was clear that the earth was round and that it had more sea than land. And one more fact, one more information, message he wants to deliver. What was that message? The earth has more land, more water than land. Here, more sea stands for water bodies. See, 79% of the earth is comprised, 79% of the earth is comprised of water bodies. Only the places where we are living, that is land mass, is 21%. Okay, fine. So 79% of the earth is occupied by the water, and on the 21% of the land mass only we are living. Okay, fine. So here the poet says, see, more water, or it had more sea than land, more sea than land. So the total land occupied by the water bodies as compared to the land mass is higher. Okay, so about 71% of the land is occupied by the water bodies, and the remaining 29% is shared by the human beings, plants and other animals. Okay, fine. Then he can find an answer for all these mysterious questions. How the earth was located, what was the shape of the earth, what was the structure of the earth, what was the logic of geography. All the answers, all the questions were answered, but last he put up with us one question. It was very difficult to understand. The poet cannot understand. What he cannot understand, or what was the reason for his confusion? See, as that the men on the earth, he was not quite satisfied with the behavior of the human beings. He accepted, he constructed the building in this organized way. He didn't follow any plan. Okay, let it be there. Hurriedly he constructed the building. Okay, fine. But while the poet was ready to accept all these behavior of the human beings, but one thing he can't bear with, what was that? Because the earth, he found that causes to hate each other. Men starts to hate each other. He is not ready to accept others as their kith and kin. With no reason, he just starts to hate the fellow beings. He starts to hate the others who are living with him on the earth. He wants to build walls across the cities. He wants to build walls across the city. Then he says, that is your place, this is my place. He wants to move with anyone in the world. He wants to mix up with anyone in the society. He doesn't want to move along with other people in the society. He wants to keep himself away from others. Why? What is the reason for such a selfish attitude of the people? He cannot understand answer for this question. That is the biggest problem. He cannot understand why people behave in such a way, why they hate each other, why they want to separate themselves, why they want to isolate them from others. What's the reason? Why they want to construct a wall? Why they want to separate cities, from one city from other cities? Even the frontier, political frontiers, every nation has. In India also, we have some frontier between India and Pakistan, between India and China. So all the neighboring countries, everyone wants to keep their landmarks, their LOC. They want to keep their land under their control. They never allow anyone to cross the border. They want to keep their border separate from other borders, other countries' border. Why? Why? What is the reason for such a behavior of the people? He raised to himself a question. See, across the cities and to kill from the height. They want to kill each other. When the hatred reaches at its peak, they started to behave wildly, like animals. Human beings just start to behave like animals. Then they want to kill others. They never want others to come up in their life. Jealousy, selfish attitude, hatredness. Why all these things, how these things cut into the minds of the human beings? The poet doesn't know the answer for all such things. So, from the height it was not clear why. Satirically, very humorously, at the end of the line the poet says, though he reached such a great height, even from that height he cannot understand, he cannot get the answer for such questions. Okay. Even from such a great height, he cannot find an answer for such questions. So, that is the message the poet wants to deliver. So, throughout the poem, the poet wants to say three messages. The first message which was delivered by the poet is the location of the cities. When he viewed from the sky, he was not satisfied because it was not in proper. They didn't follow any proper order. There was no unplanned development of the cities, disorderly development of the cities. There was no style, there was no order, there was no plan, disorganized way. So that was the first message he wants to deliver through the first stanza of the poem. Then, haphazard manner. It developed in a haphazard manner. He says that is quite unavoidable, inevitable, because cities have developed according to the whims and fancies, according to the needs and the necessity of the human beings. Okay, then the second message he delivered through the second stanza of the poem. There he says that most of the cities have developed. First, the country is divided into many cities, and these cities were located in and around the river sides, or these cities were located in those places where river runs, because there one can get fertile lands, they can go for agriculture, they can go for farming, and they can do all sorts of farming works. For that they need water that they can get from the nearby river. So most of the valleys which are located nearby the rivers are thickly populated. That's the reason. So land and water attracted men. That was the second message he delivered. What's the third message? The shape of the earth he found it, and he proved that it was round. Then he also says that, see, the total geography area available, total geographical area available, one can find more seas than land. Nearly 71% of the earth is occupied by the water bodies, while 29% of the places only human beings are living or dwelling. And then he couldn't find the answer why people started to hate each other. The inhuman attitude, he couldn't find an answer for such inhuman activities. He doesn't know the answer for such things. Why they started to hate each other, why they want to separate themselves from others, why they want to construct the walls why they want to separate them from others, why they don't want to maintain good friendship, kinship with the other fellow beings, and why they want to kill others. He cannot find an answer for such questions. You do one thing, children. If you find answer for these questions, the reasons for the inhuman behavior of the human beings, you just write down in the form of an essay, and after the school reopening, kindly bring such things to the school. We will have a discussion on such things. You can think in your own way why people starts to hate each other. Or at the time of submission of the classwork note, you can write it. It is an additional work. You have a regular homework, children. That is different. It is not mandatory. I am not going to force all of you to write like this. If you are really interested, you can mention the reason for the inhuman attitude of the human beings. Okay, fine, children. I hope all of you can understand this poem well. See once or twice, just to go through the lines of the poem, then you can easily understand. Thank you, children. Have a nice day.